Her parachute never opened. A man screamed, pointing at the sky as the crowd below watched in frozen horror. The woman's body plummeted faster and faster, the wing cutting sharp against her skin until the ground rushed up to meet her. The air was filled with gasps, screams, and disbelief. Everyone thought it was a tragic accident, a freak skydiving failure. But the truth, uncovered much later, revealed something far darker. The day began like any other at the small airfield. Families gathered, cameras ready, cheering for their loved ones about to take the jump of a lifetime. Among them was 46-year-old Catriona, a bright, smiling woman who had told everyone she was doing this skydive to finally conquer fear. She waved to the crowd, her friends clapping proudly, not knowing those waves were her final goodbye. When the plane reached 12,000 feet, she stepped out with confidence. But as the parachutes around her blossomed like white flowers in the sky, hers never did. Not the main chute. Not even the reserve. Spectators shrieked, some turning away, others frozen, unable to process the nightmare unfolding before their eyes. Investigators rushed in. At first, the narrative was clear. A terrible equipment failure. A devastating, unlucky accident in what was supposed to be a safe, exhilarating jump. Her friends sobbed, clinging to each other, whispering, "Why her? Why today?" But beneath the silence, suspicions began to stir. Months later, in a courtroom packed with family, reporters, and officials, the inquest began. The judge's voice was steady, but the weight in the room was heavy. Experts revealed shocking findings. Catriona's parachute had not failed on its own. It had been deliberately tampered with. Straps were loosened. Safety mechanisms disabled. Both the main and reserve chutes were rendered useless by her own hands. The crowd gasped. Some shook their heads, unwilling to believe. How could a woman so full of life, who laughed the loudest in every room, possibly choose this fate? That was when her story, her real story, began to unfold. Catriona had been hiding battles no one could see. On the outside, she was radiant. She posted smiling photos, supported friends through their hardships, and told everyone she was doing fine. But behind closed doors, she was drowning. Years of silent struggle with depression had eaten away at her spirit. The skydive was never about conquering fear. It was about ending pain. Her family broke down in tears as letters she had written were read aloud. In them, she confessed feeling like a burden, feeling unseen, feeling like her life had no worth. Each word was a dagger to those who loved her, because they had no idea the depth of her suffering. They thought she was strong. They thought she was happy. But strength can be a mask, and happiness can be a lie told to protect others. The inquest ruled her death not as an accident, but as a suicide. For many, the revelation shattered them more than the fall itself. People wondered if they could have saved her, if one more phone call, one more hug, one more moment of listening might have kept her here. But amid the grief, something powerful emerged: awareness. The judge, with a heavy voice, reminded everyone that mental health struggles are not always visible, that behind the brightest smiles can be the deepest scars, that silence kills more than illness ever will. Her story became a rallying cry. Skydiving instructors at the airfield began speaking openly about their own mental health. Friends who had bottled up pain finally confessed what they were carrying. Families started asking each other harder questions. Not just, "How are you?" but "Are you really okay?" In death, Catriona gave something she couldn't in life: the truth that no one is truly alone, and that talking can be the parachute that saves us. The courtroom ended not with anger, but with solemn respect. People rose to their feet not to applaud the tragedy, but to honor the life that had been lost and the lessons she left behind. Tears mixed with silence as her family whispered she deserved to be heard before she fell. And so, her story remains a reminder that the most dangerous freefall is not from the sky, but from the weight of suffering in silence. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a line in the comments below.